Hello, my pre-calculus student. In this video, we are going to graph inverse cosine function of the form y equal a inverse cosine of bx. Again, there are 5 steps. It's very similar with the step where we used to apply to graph inverse sine function. So the first step, we are going to ignore the inverse notation. We just graph the normal cosine function y equal a cosine bx. And we will select a piece from the cosine graph that is 1 to 1, because we cannot take the entire cosine graph. We have to restrict the cosine function, and the piece that we selected, it must be have the range from negative a to a, and it must closer to or include the x-axis and the y-axis. Step 3, after that we will select at least three points from the cosine graph. And we must make sure to select the 2 ending points, so the left end and the right end. Now let's move on to step 4. Step 4, after we select the 3 points, we will change the order of x and y value of each point from step 3. And step 5, we will plot the point from step 4. And that's it, we're done. So this will be, these are the 5 steps how to graph the inverse cosine function. So let's begin with the example. So in this example, let's graph the inverse cosine y equal 4 times inverse cosine of 2x. Then let me go ahead and sketch the axis. Okay, so let's start with the first step. Step 1. We are going to graph just the normal cosine function. So y, ignore the inverse notation. So y equals 4 cosine of 2x. So from the given, we'll be able to find our a is 4, our b is 2. So from that, we find the period is 2 pi divided by b. Substitute b for the positive 2, so the period is pi. So I'm going to go to the graph. I'm going to divide the period into 4 equal parts, so this will be pi. So this will be pi over 4, 2 pi over 4, then 3 pi over 4. The amplitude is 4. So I'm going to go to the graph and label the amplitude. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So this will be positive 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this will be negative 4. Now we need to make a table. So we have x go from 0 to pi, pi over 4, 2 pi over 4, and 3 pi over 4. Now the 2 pi over 4 you can reduce into pi over 2 if you want to. I'll just leave it right there for you. So for the cosine, since there is no reflection, there's no phase shift, and there's no vertical shift. So if we remember the pattern of cosine, it starts with the y maximum. So in this case, my y maximum is 4, and then 0 y minimum. It's negative 4 and then 0 and y maximum. So if we connect the 5 points, it looks like V. So I'm going to start to plot the point now. So 4, 0, negative 4, 0, and 4. So now you connect the 5 points. And you're left with a V. And of course you can repeat the same pattern of the 5y value on the left hand side to graph your second period. So we have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, negative 4, 2, 3, 4, 0, and 4. And then connect. So this is step 1 done. So this is the graph of the cosine function. Step 2 now. So step 2, we have to select a piece, and that piece has to be 1 to 1. And the piece must be, closer to both x-axis and y-axis and have the range from negative 4 to 4. So therefore, I'm going to select this piece right here. So this piece have the range from negative 4 to 4, and it's closer to both x-axis and y-axis. Now some of you will say, I don't want to select this piece. Can I select the piece on the left hand side? Yes, that will be okay. I'm just want to deal with positive domain. So in this case, you can see that the domain is go from for this piece, I'm going to label the piece right here the domain. It goes from 0 to 2 pi over 4. And the range, it goes from negative 4 to positive 4. So now we move on to step number 3. Step 3, we pick 3 points from step 2. So the 3 points that we are going to pick, the first point will be the point 0, 4. The second point will be pi over 4, comma 0. And the third point will be 2 pi over 4, comma negative 4. And step number 4, we are going to interchange the x and y value from each point. So from each point from step 3 or of step 3. So therefore, the points now the first point will be the point 4, 0. The second point will be the point 0, pi over 4. And the third point will be negative 4, 2 pi over 4. So I'm going to go and plot the points now. So again, the domain for my given function become the range. So from 0 to 2 pi over 4. So this is 1 pi over 4. This will be 2 pi over 4. And the range, oh, I'm so sorry. The domain become the range. The range become the domain. So let me fix this. So the range now become the domain. So let me write them down right here. The domain will go from negative 4 to positive 4. So I'm going to go 2, 3, so 1, 2, 3, 4, so this is negative 4, positive 4. And the range of my inverse will be the domain, so be from 0 to 2 pi over 4. So 0, this is 1 pi over 4, this is 2 pi over 4. Now you're going to plot the points. So the first point will be 4, 0. So 4, 0, 0, pi over 4, negative 4, 2 pi over 4. And now you are going to connect the 3 points with the curve. So decrease, increase. So this will be step 5. So that will be the graph of our inverse cosine. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in class. Goodbye.